Hey guys, different kind of video today. So I have like the worst luck ever when it comes to boys. And like, it's not anyone's fault. It's not like the boys that I was seeing were like evil or like bad or, any of that stuff. At least not most of them. It's just that most of the time, we're just two completely different people. Just people who just don't get along, And there's no clearer example than the story that I'm about to tell you today. So this happened way back in 2016 while I was still in university. And during this time, I was doing a co-op term in China. Now, if you don't know what a co-op is, it's basically like this program in my university where like you basically take a semester off once every 2 semesters from school to go to work to get some real world work experience. And yeah, for me, my first co-op term was in China. I did an English teaching job because of course I did. Why did I go to China, you ask, instead of staying in Canada? It was because no one wanted to hire me. Like even before I signed up to the co-op program, I remember trying and applying to get like a part-time job at McDonald's, and even they rejected me. Like I couldn't get a fucking job at McDonald's. Needless to say, it completely tore my self-esteem at the time. So once I got that job to China, I just packed up my bags and left. And honestly, my time in China could be like a whole other video on its own. I have like so many stories about that place. I met some really great people, made some really good friends, got really good experiences. And of course, I met this one Chinese boy who shooketh my world. Now keep in mind, this happened so long ago that I don't really remember all the details, but I'll do my best. So I met this guy somehow, probably on one of the apps, either Grindr or Blued, or even like WeChat. But anyways, we were texting, right? I don't even really remember what he looked like, but I do remember him being just cute. Like, boy next door kind of cute. And most importantly, he spoke a little bit of English. I mean, like his English wasn't super good, but you know what, girl? I was gonna take anything. Okay? I was fucking living in Weifang City in Shandong province, okay? I wasn't living in Beijing or Shanghai. I was living in fucking Weifang. Do you know what Weifang is? Of course you don't, but just so you know, it is the kite capital of the world. So there you go, you learned something new today. But anyway, so me and this boy, we're like texting and we chatting, right? Trying to get to know each other, And I think at one point he like messaged something like he wanted to go through my chrysanthemum or something. I don't remember the exact translation Google gave me, but it was something like that. And my stupid ass thought he wanted to go to some flower market or something. So I was like, oh yeah, sure. And he was like, okay. Promise? And it was only like years later that I learned that chrysanthemum was actually Chinese slang for butthole. So he wanted to fuck. So yeah, that's another bit of trivia that you should know. You're welcome again. So one day, me and him were like chatting, right? We're like texting, we're talking about pets. I told him that I have a dog, and then he was like telling me that he had like a pet frog or something. And he was like, do you like frogs? And I was like, yeah, frogs are cute. And he was like, do you like snakes? And I was like, I mean, yeah, snakes are cool, I guess. Do you like scorpions? Yeah, not so much, but I can appreciate them. Maybe a little bit scared, but they're okay. Do you like spiders? Spiders are very cute. The cutest are the biggest ones. Do you want to see? Now, I should have said no, but at the time, I just, wanted to be friendly. So I was like, yeah, sure, show me the picture. And he did. And it was a picture of like a brown tarantula or something. And of course, I didn't find the picture very appealing. So I was like, oh, that's nice. Haha, trying to be supportive. But then on text, I was like, that's nice. Because I didn't want to be rude. This guy was just very clearly trying to show something that he was passionate about. And I remember I was trying to be very clear that like, while I was not interested in spiders or snakes or frogs or anything like that, I at least appreciated them. And I was happy that he was showing these pictures to me, and that I was happy that he found something that he was passionate about, and I was happy that he liked those things. And by the way, I was doing this with Google Translate with like no knowledge of the Chinese language. So suffice to say, some things were probably lost in translation. So a few days later, we're like talking, and at this point we're like talking like every day. Then all of a sudden he asks me what my address is. And I was like, oh, why? And he was like, I want to send you a gift. Now, any normal person probably would have had alarm bells ringing. But I was a lonely gay. So I gave him my address. And not only that, but I was fucking excited. I was like, oh my God, so cute. He wants to give me a gift? Is this what it's like to have a boyfriend? And like, I was thinking like, flowers or like chocolate, like the usual couple stuff. And like in hindsight, it is like so stupid to give like a stranger that I haven't even met yet my address so they could send. He could have sent me a bomb. Like just like in terms of safety, it was a stupid thing to do, but my dumb gay ass. But anyways, the package comes. Now, when I get the box, the first thing I noticed was the label on it. It was either like a do not shake sticker or like a fragile sticker or like don't stack sticker, something like that. It was just like a very particular sticker that kind of had me wondering like, that's a little odd. Why wouldn't I be able to like shake it or stack it or whatever, you know? So I put the box down on my dining room table and then I opened the package. And inside were 2 containers. Now, at this point, I kind of knew what it was, but I was in denial. Like, I know in this photo right here, you can see that there's a fucking worm inside the container, but keep in mind, I took out the packages like on a top-down view, bird's eye view, right? So for me, from the top, it kind of looked like just dirt or sawdust or something. So when I opened that smaller container and I saw the worms inside, I very nearly threw it across the room. But luckily for me, in that moment, I had masterful control over my body. I got that natural D20 dexterity roll and then just simply placed the container back down on the table. And as I was staring at these worms squirming at me, I was just standing there thinking to myself, worms are food for larger animals. So I already knew that there was something spunky going on in that other container, right? I just didn't know what it was. Dare I look? Dare I peer inside the mysteries of that Gaydor's box? I did. And inside was a spider, of course, as you would know from the title of this video. And after waking up, after passing out from shock, I realized that there was only one thing for me to do. And that was to raise this spider child as my own. I'm just kidding, I released it. Okay, like, to be honest, the spider wasn't even that bad. It was like a baby spider. It was like really tiny, you know? Like, it was like this tiny white thing that was kind of semi-translucent. And in some ways it was kind of cute. But there was just no way I would be able to take care of that thing once it started to grow up and started to look like something that wasn't a tiny white speck. I mean, just the idea of feeding it live worms. And then like when I think about it, the worms are like pretty huge. How is that tiny ass spider gonna eat that huge worm? I don't know, I'm not a nature guy. But anyways, yeah, I couldn't raise this orphan on my own. So I put on my coat, went outside, and decided to release both the worm and the spider. And in hindsight, it was probably a bad idea because like, okay, it was the dead of winter. So it was like -10 to like -20 degrees outside. And like spiders are like cold-blooded or something, right? Like they don't survive in that temperature, right? I'm not a spider guy, I'm not a biologist, I wouldn't know. But I mean, it doesn't really matter now because like if it didn't die immediately then, it's most certainly definitely dead now anyways. It's been like 8 years. But yeah, I released it and then soon after I got a message from the boy. And I'm really ashamed of this, but when I got the message, I just blocked him. Now the proper adult thing to do in that situation would have been to just, you know, communicate, tell him that I appreciated the gift, but please don't do it again, and then continue or not continue talking to him afterwards, you know? After explicitly stating that this was something I was not comfortable with and I did not like the gift, even though I appreciated the gesture. Not to simply just block him like that. That was such an asshole thing to do. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't like he was trying to do anything bad. He was just someone who was trying to share his passion with me, you know? Share his interest. Even if, you know, he just completely missed the mark and did something that I was just so totally not interested or down with, he still deserved better than to be blocked like that. And also, it's kind of like on me for not communicating better that I was definitely absolutely not interested in like raising those kinds of animals, you know? This communication's on both sides and I should not have blocked him, but at the time I was like just like rationalizing this as, oh my god, I literally told him that I don't like spiders. How could he do this to me? Why did he send me a spider? Being so emotional and focused on the thing that happened to me rather than like, you know, the actual big picture gesture of it all. But yeah, I never got to speak to him again. And to that Chinese dude, if you somehow managed to watch this and you're somehow fluent in English, I just wanted to let you know that I am very sorry for how I acted and sorry for blocking you like that. And that I hope that you found yourself a cute little bottom who also shares in your interests and passions. Someone who loves spiders and frogs and reptiles and amphibians and all that kind of stuff just as much as you do, because that's what you deserve, man. And I hope that my actions didn't hurt your feelings that much and that you got over it quickly, if it even hurt you at all. It's still just, you know, I'm sorry. It was not a good thing to do. And yeah, that's the story of the first ever gift that a gay guy gave me. Now that I'm more of an adult, I have to say, I can appreciate the gesture a lot more because, oh my god, girl, you paid for shipping for me? Slay, thanks for that. But anyways, that's it. That's everything I have to say for now. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you enjoyed these stories. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.